Welcome back to Casterton Vintage Videos. This week we're taking you on a trip to Welland Steam Rally. I'd been told a number of times that I needed to make the trip to Welland. It's a very big event with lots of exhibitors, so we decided to get there nice and early in the morning to make the best of the day. There's lots of preparation and polishing going on in the steam department, and a number of the exhibits are moving from the campsite back onto the rally field. There are a lot of tractors chasing about, and a quick look at the programme tells me there are over 200 on site today. There are also around 140 military vehicles for us to take a look at. And with over 100 steam engines on site, more than 200 cars and 200 commercial vehicles, I'm starting to realise I'm not going to see this all in one day. And here comes tractor catalogue number 1, which is the oldest tractor on site. Built by the Waterloo Boy Tractor Company from America and marketed in the UK as the Overtime tractor. This 1915 model would have been imported during the First War. Next we arrive at the road making demonstration, and it's certainly a very impressive display. A lovely Ruston and Hornsby road roller, and this beautiful little 5-horse Ruston and Proctor traction engine driving a stone crusher. This 1950s Smith steam crane is one of the first exhibits underway in the working area. They're using it to load wood onto this steam-powered rack bench. I'm told that these cable-operated machines are very difficult to operate. It'd be nice to have a go one day and just see for myself. However, like everything, in the hands of an expert, it looks very simple. It doesn't look like the collie dog's enjoying the ride very much. Just behind where the drag lines are working, we come across some bulldozers. This Caterpillar D9G is making very short work of moving a large amount of soil. And working next to the Cat is this International TD15. Right, it's time to take a look at this land drainage machine at work now. The working field was busy most of the day, and here we see an MB Track 1100 being put through its paces. An Evelyn and Barford calf dozer. I'm not sure how useful one of these would be. If you've ever worked one, leave me a comment below and let me know. And here's another amazing contraption. When Muirhill built this loader, the alternative was probably an army of men with shovels. I imagine it takes quite a bit of practice to work this. Remember, you've got no power steering, and I don't think it's got live drive, so to work the winch you'd have to take the transmission out of gear. I think this must be the best seat in the house, on top of a heap of soil at the very top of the site. You can see everything from up here. This 1904 case steam engine's a pretty rare sight in the UK, imported from Canada back in 2000 for preservation, and would originally have been produced at the Case plant in Racine, Wisconsin. Marshall traction engine 55927 is heading for the coal trailer. Good quality coal's essential for a steam rally, and we've been struggling with that recently since the government decided to close the best source of it in the UK. We now bring it from all over the world, and I'm not quite sure where this came from, but none of it burns quite as clean as the UK version. Next, we'll take a look at what's on the move in the heavy haulage arena. This engine has an interesting story. It's McLaren 1148 and it's named Hercules. Originally delivered to Italy in 1910 for direct ploughing and road haulage. In 1920 it was converted to a 25-ton steam roller. And in 1937 Mussolini commandeered the engine and sent it to Ethiopia to work on a new road system. It was found derelict and returned to Italy in 1970, and then returned to England in 2017. So after a few circuits with the heavy load, Hercules goes onto the belt dynamometer to test its power output. A dynamometer tests the maximum power and the maximum torque of an engine. And if you're familiar with the internal combustion engine, you'll know how the torque rises and peaks at low revs, and as the speed increases, then the power peaks and tails off. Because a steam engine has energy trapped in the boiler in the form of steam, when it's applied to the piston, you get full torque from 0 RPM. Power, of course, increases with RPM because it's a factor of torque and RPM. Now watch what happens to the torque when the engine's changed from a compound to a simple two-cylinder. So that's enough from me trying to explain a complicated subject in a few words. Now watch for yourself this almost uncut video of Hercules on the dynamometer. So that's about it for the first part of our visit to Welland. I'm sure the tractor enthusiast amongst you will wonder what happened to the 200 or more tractors that were on site. Well, there was that much stuff, I couldn't fit everything in one video, so you'll have to wait for next week where we'll show you the full tractor parade. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the thumbs up button and give us a like. Also, why not subscribe? Then you'll be notified when we launch the next one. It just remains for me to say thanks to all of you for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon.